I'm that shit, bitch.
What the fucking?
Hey man, welcome to your Friend Neighborhood podcast. Hey, that's my motherfucking shit. Y'all was watching this pod the other day. Yeah, that shit got me hyped. I was watching this pod the other day, and they said, yo, what was a song in your life that like will always get you hyped? And I used to play that shit every morning in 9th grade, going to fucking Swinton for fucking an hour bus ride, 6 minutes to death, 42 times.
Yeah,
Just,
for sure. That was one of them
Yo.
songs I used to run back a fucking 100 times a day, for sure. And Wayne went fucking ballistic.
He went so ballistic so early though, that by the time Kaz go, you like
it gave time for when by the time, I mean, all three of them snapped, but
Snap,
it just
man.
gave you time for like Kaz to really like close the casket on that John. That was a great John. That was a great John. It almost reminded me of like, of course that one was better, but you know, Lil Jon had one like Grand Finale. I don't know if you remember that song, but it was on Lil Jon's album. That John had like Bun B, T.I., it had Ice Cube. And Ice Cube verse was actually fire.
I gotta go back and
It
get
had, I don't want to say it like that, like Ice Cube. You know what I mean? But,
Hey,
but
yo.
you know, like it was a like older Ice Cube. That's basically what I was saying. Like this is around
Prime.
where like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys is like they got the game on lock, and they had that one album. I can't remember the name of the album. It might be like Crunk Juice or something like that. But there was a song on there called Grand Finale. That John was fire.
Hey, we'll get
T.I.
to it.
went crazy. Like I remember T.I. going crazy. I think Jadakiss might be on that John. Like I'm about to look it up real quick. It was some names on that John though. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I just know Bun B and T.I. had like my favorite. Bun B, T.I., Ice Cube. They had my favorite verses on that John.
Shout out to the Q. But yeah. Starting guys, welcome to Friend Neighborhood Podcast. I'm your host Jay, along with
Wish Poppin' Gang, you already know what it is. It's the girl Goddess. Okay, follow me on. Actually, don't follow me, but you can follow M Gotti Beauty. That is at M Gotti Beauty on all platforms, and the website is mgottibeauty.com.
Go cop that. Go cop everything. Hey, cop that new crochet merch. That shit look fire. And sitting to her left, we got.
Oh, hey y'all, it's Magic. Follow me on Instagram, wala.magic, WALA.MAJIK, MAGIK, no C. But yeah, we back. Hey y'all.
Saying go follow that stream. She popping. She about to switch sites, but that's a whole nother story. Hey, and we got, you already know, the illustrious Payton Ape in the building.
PAYTONAPE on all platforms, man.
Hey man, I'm starting with Performer of the Year, man. Performer of the Year, man. Clap my dog up. Clap my dog up. I've been trying to pop for a few days to get us to this. But yo, great show. But
perfect, because I can insert the video. First of all, we both got a fire ass video you will use before.
No, that pic I got was hard. That shit was hard as hell.
But I caught the one where he was like, was anybody recording when he started whispering? That shit went crazy.
Oh yeah,
that shit went.
She got that joint.
Dog.
That joint was
I
dumb.
commented the nigga. Next he was like, yeah, I gasped. I was like, hey, yo, the niggas gasping in here, nigga. The niggas
seriously,
nigga gasped.
That shit was like so crazy. It was like,
you had to see the room. Everybody in that joint was like, you had the boy stop,
I
boy
feel like-
pause. He said,
you really set the tone, because it's one
set
thing
a precedent,
to be like
man.
the first performer and the last performer really God know what the fuck they doing. And I don't know if they did that shit on purpose, if they knew, like whatever, I don't know. But I feel like you couldn't have gone nowhere else but first or last. Like it could like
Right. No, I'm definitely building my name right now as far as like a performer at this point. So well really period. That's crazy to say. Like I'm building my name period, but in terms of a like local performer, it's been a little hard to like get in the mix. But you know, shout out to Takeover ENT. Shout out to Crispy. Like, you know, these are people that have really, you know, helped like reach out and just trying to put me in like these real spaces, not these like, you know, these open mic showcase type joints that like don't always, and like even what y'all got going on is like it's very well put together. Y'all got the whole comedy section. It's not just like I came up on niggas throwing 18 artists on like one night, and it's just like
you don't know what you getting.
it's almost like you performing in front of other artists and their 5 friends, and once they done performing, if you ain't in the sweet spot of that 18 slot lineup, you're gonna be performing in front of the DJ and the people you brought out there. For the most part, you're not gonna really be performing in front of nobody. Where even though like you know like our situation, you know it like we definitely could have went a little later. It wasn't like showcase kind of situation. It was like
Yeah.
6 names to a bill. That's like more of like an event kind of vibe that also has like some performers on there. So we had like the 6 performers. Shout out to Deke Westside. He was the closer, like, and that's like like deserved. I think I'd at least had like if like after like proving, myself on stage, I think I would at least had a slot right before Deke if anything. But I'm in like the prove it type of phase. But like I said, shout out to Takeover and shout out to Crispy for just giving me those kind of spaces to be able to prove it. Cause I do got some shit and we can set a vibe. We can bring a crowd out. You know what I mean? That was nothing. Like that was some of us. You know what I'm saying? So like,
No, you definitely could turn up a show. And that was definitely a great, you even for you as an opener, and that it just like you set the tone for the whole. Like I don't even want to put you at any other slot in that because it would have the other artists might have changed the energy. Like you coming on first, having it niggas not know what's really going on, and coming off how you came off was a great job. But there was also other performers that night, and I don't know if y'all remember, but that shit was some of the ooziness. Cuz was
joke.
Yeah, no shade to like the sound over there, but
I like drugs.
the sound like
That's the one I couldn't think of his mind.
yeah, like
Okay,
the sound engineering wasn't really like the best, and I don't know if I should blame the actual live engineer or the venue because
Both.
they can't really, because the live engineer, that's not his setup. Like he's coming to someone else's setup and having to like make it work.
As an engineer, you should
Yeah,
know what you're doing.
Well, the only reason why I'm gonna say that is because one thing I questioned was something that I'm sure they probably couldn't change, and that was like they had a QSC speaker. It looked like it was a QSC 10 or a QSC 12, but they was using it as a DJ monitor. Like it was his monitor. Like it was the speaker was facing him. But that was like hands down the best speaker in that fucking whole building. All them Johns they had up on the corner, like they was cool, but like them QSCs is like top of the market type of, live sound monitors. When you walk into a Guitar Center, you a DJ and you need speakers, they gonna show you all the little joints like 300 a piece here and there, but they gonna keep trying to wing you over to this QSC brand. That's like the Haymaker brand. That speaker wasn't facing the crowd; it was facing the DJ.
But she couldn't turn.
Right? Yeah, maybe because who knows if the owners might have acted weird. That's why I said I don't know if I should blame live engineer or
As I
whatever.
said, both.
But
probably
for me,
both.
you can't be in that type of industry and not like yourself.
Right. And
This
then,
is
like,
a show of you.
yeah.
So like these are all artists coming. Like you are booked. Maybe you got a little dollar. Maybe you didn't.
Right.
Whatever it is, you still have to make sure this is the best thing you could do. Owners don't know. That's why they brung you in.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy
if
because
they
like,
give you
right.
pushback, all right, nigga.
Yeah,
Go
like,
fuck it out,
and
like-
I mean, yeah, like maybe somebody should say something. I fucking go over there and say something because it's like the left DJ monitor was a KRK5, which little 5-inch monitor, and then which is a studio monitor. It's not even that's literally for the studio, but you can still use it, whatever. And then the right one was a fucking 10-inch QSC. Like I don't know if y'all noticed that, but if
He
y'all
was
look at
having
the
a great
videos,
time.
if y'all look at the videos, you'll see you got that short speaker and. Like two of those KRKs would have cost you maybe a quarter of what, like a fraction of that one speaker y'all had sitting right there. So it's like them little KRKs probably like $150 a pop. You get them used, they might be like 90 to 110 a pop. So boom. Or you could have got some bigger KRKs, some KRK 8s. You know what I mean? Something that's a little big boy. Or you could have got some cheaper like live sound joints. Get some alto fucking Get some fucking alto 8s or something like that they could have sat in front of the boot and use that QSC. Y'all wait.
Yeah, they needed
Like,
something
that
to do with the
QSC, that shit, that
acoustics.
one joint alone could fuck around and really take up a whole lot of space in that room, especially if you put it in the right like corner of the fucking room or whatever. Y'all got that shit facing the DJ. Like y'all like some assholes.
Yeah.
And that's not takeover though. That was not takeover. Yeah, they are working with what live setup they had. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I do
Yeah,
like
I
the
mean,
space. The
no,
space was nice, but
it was a nice-
It just
it was
too
nice for
big
some other type of
Space
event.
was nice. Just put a stage in.
way
For
too big.
another
Yeah.
event, that stage
Wait
was
for
giving
another event.
hardcore sex dungeon vibes. I walked in the
Hardcore
confused.
dollar party vibes. What?
Oh no,
Hardcore
that been a
dollar
great
party.
dollar. No,
Yeah,
not dollar
that
party.
would have been an amazing dollar party.
If it was a dollar party,
Right,
nigga,
would've
that
been-
dollar would have been probably 20 because
$5 party.
it was
That'd be
warm
right,
down
right,
there.
right.
It was snowing ice on the
Right.
ground outside.
Yeah.
So that alone, I take take my coat
It's
off.
a bar,
bro, lit.
cash bar. Yeah,
Right.
probably like
It was a good
$25,
joint.
$20
Right, that
to
ain't
get
no
in.
dollar
But
party,
just
no.
the
Yeah.
atmosphere
The
was real
venue,
sex
yeah.
dungeon.
Yeah,
The venue was great.
venue was nice.
The
but
venue was great. I do think like
the
you
acoustics
know
in the room, the
maybe
sound could have been
maybe
better.
investing in maybe like you know like a portable stage, just some type
Yeah.
of little like you know my man Kev that got Black Dragon Studios. I just peeped he did that to his venue. Now there's like it's nothing crazy, but it's a little stoop up that just gives you like that stage feel, and you know what I mean. So maybe that's something to you know think about as well. But I think that would be more on like takeover and not the venue. I don't know because
Okay,
the venue probably like
to-go
yeah.
joint.
If y'all want any
'Cause the
venue
venue's
consultant,
probably like,
you
bro,
can
we got
hire
the
me and
space for
Payton.
it. Yeah, like the venue
But y'all got
probably
the
like, we
aesthetic
this
perfect.
space
That's my
for
kind
all
of
that.
lane, but the aesthetic was great.
Yeah, the
But
aesthetic
the
was
live
definitely
sound though,
perfect.
that's where I was. As
It's
far
the
as the
acoustics,
venue,
the sound
that
and
should
how
get
it
a
went
little
out.
more like uniform. Like the owner of that venue, whoever's in charge of what equipment is down there, it could get a little more uniform, and it wouldn't even cost you like it wouldn't cost you much. I'm not in your pockets, but you own the building, nigga. Like. You know, it's like
And we were in the
you over here
basement.
renting out this whole space. Yeah, you over here renting out this whole space. So
That
it's
was
like,
connected to that hotel we went into, right? He was
Yes.
like, "Yeah, y'all
We
here
were
for?"
in the
He knew what we was there for. He said,
basement.
"Oh, you know, it's around the corner. That's the other
Yes.
entrance."
Yeah, you
I was
know,
like,
yeah,
"Oh
yeah.
shit,
basement.
nigga, we was in a wine cellar having a time though."
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like
Underground.
So it's like I get it that this is you know just your little underground, little like extra room to
Trying
do
some
extra
shit out.
Yeah.
But it's like you might as well make it. You know what I mean?
If you
like,
gonna
go
do it,
out.
do it.
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly. If you
Same,
gonna do
that's
it,
how I
do
feel
it.
about.
half-ass
That's how I
it.
feel
And then
about this
call
space.
me, man. I
If
take
you
you to
gonna
Guitar
do it,
Center.
do
I
it.
get you right, bro. I got some. Feel me? I know some. I still know some sales reps that'll get you right, bro. Like, come on, holla at me, man.
Said
We
I'm
need
not
to
there
send
no
it.
more, but I
still
can
got
help
my
I ain't
you
there
connects.
out.
no more. I
I
ain't
still
there no
got
more,
it.
but I'm still, yeah, man. I'm still tapped
Still
in.
got
Who,
my
like,
who was your
Connects.
favorite other artist of that night? Because I knew who mine was.
We didn't even
um,
get to see them all.
Hey, the ones I saw, the Uzi nigga, he went off.
Yeah,
Oh, my
it was.
goodness.
He went off. Nigga said, Papa,
Oh no,
perky
he
eye.
said I'm on a perky.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
He said off a perky.
I love drugs.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
yo.
he was cool. Honestly, I think everybody. That's the other thing I like about the space I'm in now, which is why I also said that whole thing about the showcase. I'm not just getting in a lineup with a bunch of like people trying. I feel like I'm getting in lineups with like true artists that I don't mean to say it like that because just because I was in these showcases don't mean there was no true artist there. But you do get. It's almost like
They got a
it's
lane.
almost like. You can think of it in sports. It's like you got high school ball, college ball, and then you got the pros. And it's like the more you go up, the more that sample size of the people that's probably not going to end up doing this kind of shrinks. Like, you know, like you see Zion Williamson going crazy on a bunch of little white boys, and then now he's in the league, and like the white boys he got to go up against now is like a Luka. It's
Yeah.
not like, you know what I mean? It's not,
These
So
ain't
it's
your
like,
average.
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
so it's like I feel like when you in them showcases, it's almost like high school ball. Like you in this
Okay.
joint with a bunch of people, and some people might emerge to be something crazy, and some people might just be doing this shit because they just trying to have fun.
Pastimes.
Some people might not never do a show again after this one. And then you go, I feel like the stage I'm at now is like now there's a bunch of people that made it past that showcase phase. Some of them might even still do a showcase, but they're getting their names in like with bills, like they're getting their names on bills with other people. Where like last time we had Rico Havoc on that bill. Y'all didn't get to come to that one, but that joint was fire. But like Rico Havoc was on that bill, like signed to Atlantic Records. You know what I mean? He doing his thing. April Fool Child was on there. She's fire. She be going viral for like. She used to go viral for like the whole Flute Bay thing. Like she
Oh,
used to play
she's
the
Flute
flute.
Bay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, Flute Bay. So that's April Fool Child. That's like her like artist name. So she was at that joint. Like she's on that bill. Then like I said for this one, you know, you had like Deke West Side on that joint. Like he's running around with the kid with the gift. She used to go by like Lean Bean. But she's doing her thing. They got this whole like conglomerate type of thing going on. It's called like a School of the Gifted or something like that.
That's tough.
And so it's like I'm getting on these kind of bills now. That's where I really be taking in account of like it's a blessing. I'm really appreciative, like regardless of like any type of like little flaws here, little like it's like we still in that like I said now it's a little more like I feel like I'm almost at like collegiate ball.
Okay.
I might take a look. It's been a day. I might take a look. But yeah, like it feel like it's a little more like it's
You a
almost at
globetrotter?
it's almost at collegiate ball because I feel like the true collegiate ball. Then again, no, this is collegiate ball, and I feel like once you touring with like major artists, like how Tizo just got done talking about how he ended up you know, touring with Travis Scott and all of them at like an early point in his career, that's almost like the G League. Like you in the G League now, like you right there, you in the mix with like the professional teams and all of that. Like you with the Delaware Blue Coats, but sometimes you gonna be with the Sixers, like and shit like that. And then eventually now you got Tizo doing his first headlining tour. Like that's you. All right, you in the pros. Like you really.
You see them give y'all the real basketball stat
for real. So that's really how I feel about. I feel like I'm in like almost like a collegiate level of live performing now, or just being in the mix and trying to like, you know, break through that like next like barrier.
Do you feel that way about like yourself as a whole? Like even like you saying as you come up and them doing it, but also your performance level. Like do you feel like this is similar to where you were a year ago or 2 years ago, or you feel like it's upped? Because I don't really know, because I don't have I can kind of gauge from what I've saw in like the 2 ones I've seen, but I want to know your thoughts.
I think it's definitely getting better now, mainly because I'm doing more shows. Like I went a nice few years of basically doing no shows. Like I've done shows before. Like I did the TLA. I did shows down like Baltimore. We did shit in like Atlanta. I performed at Magic City in front of like Tiana Taylor and fucking one of the niggas from Jagged Edge. You know they all look alike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yo, Jagged Edge caught a stray?
I don't remember. No, I don't even mean it in a bad way.
I know you don't, but this is funny.
I feel like when every time I said that to somebody, they be like, "Which one?" And I'll be like, "Damn, I don't know." And I would get that response like, "Well, I mean, they all kind of look alike." And like, I don't even think that's really true, but it's like that's the response I would get a lot. So it's like, but I had to perform. You know, like I've been on like stages for sure, but like it was like I got tired of the showcases. The showcases were cooking me. Like I had this one joint. I think the one where I really got a little egotistical towards showcases was at Voltage Lounge, and I ended up like the last act. I literally performed in front of my mom and the DJ. It was like I was like, yeah, this is shitty. Like it's like, and we in showcases a lot of times artists get charged for that. Like I'm not getting charged to do the show y'all saw. I technically could have at least asked for a price, but no, that's not what we on. Like I'm trying to build the name and all that. You know what I mean?
Hey, Payton management. We gotta talk because
yeah, for sure. Let's talk. Like, but yeah, for sure.
You should get paid.
Yeah, for sure.
You at that point to me.
But there was a time where when you in that high school level, ball,
of course.
when you playing
you gotta
that
do
high
what
school
you gotta
ball,
do.
They charging you like $250 to get on stage. Sometimes I've charged some crazy. We've seen some numbers where it's like, damn, like. Y'all not bringing nobody out. Y'all not securing no crowd. And the reason why, because y'all not putting on no event. Like that's how I said, like, you got the comedy people coming in. Y'all got sections of things going on.
Which is crazy to your point, though, because a lot of people pretty much asked about that. They're like, okay, what is the fee? Like because a lot of the artists, particular who do the music aspect of it, they're used to paying
having
for
to pay to play
showcase. And I'm like, damn, like. That's really crazy because it's not like I can understand for bigger names that are guaranteed to. You might be in front of an A&R, you might be in front of a manager, you might be in front of at least a large ass crowd.
Where it makes sense.
Where it makes sense to be paying.
It's
but
an
like you charging me for something that we both don't even know what's finna happen. Like I don't care who name is on this door. Like. Who are you?
And the bullshit is they kind of hit you with the like you never know who's gonna be here. It's gonna be A&R.
But it might be A&R. You never know who's gonna be here, and you just
you don't know either.
Right, exactly. Like none of us know.
Did you invite somebody to be telling you?
So that's where that whole showcase shit used to really burn me out. Like it wasn't about the show itself. It's just like y'all aren't putting together no actual event. Y'all just invited 18 of us out here, charged us up the ass. Y'all
and let y'all do whatever
y'all
y'all
making
did.
us play like 20 minutes apart from each other. Yeah, like y'all hustling the shit out of us, and y'all not giving. Y'all don't even have y'all own crowd of supporters for what y'all got going on to at least be at the show.
You can't guarantee the venue.
Y'all can't even have 15, 20 friends of y'all that's like, bro,
if you can't guarantee the venue gonna be packed, you shouldn't be charging artists shit.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like unless you can guarantee I'm getting in front of new fans that might buy merch, and I gotta be able to make my money there too.
The only brand I will give them their credit. The only brand that actually I would say tried was Afton. I don't know if you ever heard of Afton. Y'all weren't trying to do shows, of course, but Afton was like this program you could sign up to where like they would get you in these shows, but they were showcases, and you didn't have to pay though. but you had to sell tickets. And if you could sell a certain amount of tickets,
you
they
did.
would fuck around and like give you a little cut.
Yeah.
That's
But you
cool.
had to put all the groundwork in.
But that's what I thought you meant.
That's fair.
That's
That's what I was hoping you meant
fair.
earlier, but
Spread.
no,
Yeah,
you
that's-
saying niggas is
Yeah,
all right,
nah,
just
like,
to perform. No, you
yeah,
should be
like,
like, here, you gotta bust down these tickets to get on the show. And once you
And that
bust them
is how it
down,
should be,
if you
yeah.
need
And
extra,
that's what we was
your bread.
talking about
Yeah.
pretty much, where I'm just like, okay, everybody has the opportunity to like, hey, yo, I'm coming to this, I'm doing here, like whatever. If you want to support me, slide or whatever. It doesn't even make sense to try to charge somebody who's like, if without the artist, we don't have a show.
Yeah, real shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I think the only time I got paid for a show was from Afton when I was doing that. I think it's Afton or it's Afton, but it's Afton. That's how you spell it. But yeah, they were booking me shows in Richmond, and then I had one here. I can't remember the name. I think it was at like the Electric Factory or something like that. But I had one here through
the
Afton, but it had
Electric
but it had got canceled. So I never actually got to use Afton in Philly, but I did in Richmond. And like, I had sold a nice amount of tickets. I was in high school out there and shit. And like, they actually like mailed me a check. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but
But it was something.
It was the first piece.
yeah,
of,
it was the first.
something.
Yeah, so like, but these open mic showcases that people be throwing on us is like, that should definitely be like a little pyramid scheme type shit.
like
sometimes.
especially if you got paid to get like that's.
Yeah.
Man.
And speaking of the show
Pay to
we've been
play
talking
go
about this
crazy.
whole time, you want to tell people about what you got coming?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all finna see this before the show happens. And I want to let you know, February 3rd, we are having a Philadelphia Talent Slam. We are bringing out all of the hottest in your city, definitely featuring our very own Mr. Payton Nate. If you've never seen a man perform, if you follow him on Instagram, if you're seeing the little snippets of his video, you going to see that times 10 live. When I tell you this man puts on the show, he puts on the show. We have singers, we have spoken word, we have comedians, and we have Walt from Black Ink Crew coming to do his comedy special. Shout out to Walt. Listen, I can't promise this. No, it is because I'm gonna keep the sale going just because of this video. I'm gonna keep the sale going to the weekend. $20 to get in. That's the ticket price on the website. After this weekend, prices are going up to $30. I can't help you. You gonna see this, so that's all I got to tell you. But here in Philadelphia, I'm gonna put the flyer right here.
Okay, so she's editing this one too. All
Obviously.
right, obviously. What? I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be
planned
a
on doing
good
it,
show. And I will say, like, even what y'all got going on, you know what we got going on February 3rd, reminds me of
Where did you get those?
it reminds me of this
I've had these for a
event
while.
called, like an open taco. It was called Open Mic Taco Night that these people used to hold, and it was hosted by an artist from Philly named Eli Capella and sis, don't be mad at me because I feel like I'm about to get her name wrong. Like, I know her name is just how you say it. It's either Soraya Nicole or Sierra Nicole, but she's fire as fuck and sing her ass off. I hope one of those was the right way to
I
say
thought
it.
it was. I think it's Soraya. But
I think it's Soraya.
Don't
I'm
quote
about
me
to,
on that
I'm about to
one.
pull it just to make sure, cause sis is she's sweet as hell. She's super nice person, but she can sing her ass off. I think she did like the national anthem at the Sixers game one time. Like she different. Like she's super tough. Yes, it is Soraya.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
I
yeah,
think it is, but don't
Soraya
quote me.
Nicole. So Soraya Nicole and Eli Capella, used to work together at one point, and they used to hold this event called like Open Mic Taco Night, and it was an open mic. Technically, it was a showcase, but they weren't charging artists to get on stage. They were bringing out. They had their own crowd of supporters, plus whatever artist was coming out would bring in whoever they bring in, and it wasn't just like artists perform, all right, next artist, and then you asking people, can y'all all come up to the front of this? Like, it wasn't too much of that. They were getting people involved. They were, artist might perform, and when he done, Eli might start asking questions about like just some general topics. He might he'll start podcasting. That's the best way I can put it. He'll start podding in between the performances.
Yes,
So people are performing.
yes.
But then him and Soraya would find ways to get other people engaged. It was called Open Mic Taco Night as well because they would clearly serve tacos. Like they were making tacos on the side. They would have like, it would be either vegan or it'd be like turkey products. And yeah, you could you feeding the like the guests. You like feeding the guests. They're getting performances. They're also feeling very involved in the show. They're not just here to sit back, shut the fuck up, and watch 18 motherfuckers go back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Like they're actually having real. We in this bitch kumbaya for real. Like we in this joint conversing, all of that, and that was probably the first like damn. Like there is a real way to do a showcase. Like there is an entertaining way and a correct way to do it to where I wouldn't look at it.
Involved in
To where like I wouldn't look at
it.
it like negatively, and that was my first experience with that. I feel like what y'all got going on is reminding me of that in like the best way, where it's like it's not just a hey, let's find a bunch of people to perform. Like y'all got the comedy thing going on, y'all got the
We got food. We got
y'all got
drinks.
food. Right, you feel me?
It's a whole
it's a
thing.
whole situation where not only is everybody gonna be involved, people will be less likely to want to leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if all it is a performance, once you see your friend perform, you don't know none of these people. They all try to get
Right.
known like your friend.
Right.
They ready to leave. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's just logic. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? You can't, but finding ways to make everybody feel a little
Interactive,
more like included and a little more like, it just feels a little more intentional with when you got an actual event going on. And there's performers. Performers can't
That's
be
just the additive.
yeah, like unknown performers can't be the sole purpose of the event.
Oh,
It's
that's
never
right.
going to
Yeah.
work. Who are we? Not to say it like that, but that's just the reality.
Yeah.
Like as of right now, who are we?
You know what? And that's why I was also very intentional about the people that I reached out to. Like, of course, obviously there were people who reached out to me too, but just solidifying the fact that one is not just music, so it's a different. And then also with the music, it's completely different. You have rappers, but you have singers, and you have people who are like social media influencers. So it's like these are people who already naturally have a large following. These are people who. My thing is, if you can get somebody to laugh, you could damn near get them to do anything.
Anything.
Like, and I'm really big on it. That's why I feel like
got a
comedy,
baby.
Comedy had to what?
He said
Shut
that's how
up.
I got your ass.
No, shut up. But that's why I felt like comedy had to be a part of it because like laughter is so healing and in the time and space that we're in, we need so much healing right now. And if we could sprinkle in some other type of talent to be recognized right then and there too, like you never know what somebody's music really can mean to somebody else. Because like I've been to places and I've been a part of things where there's a person who's performing that I've never heard of before, but I'm like, damn, I really fuck with that. Whole time I'm like, oh, who this? So I can go look them up. Now I'm following them. Now I'm supporting them off of a night that I met them or seen them perform somewhere that I didn't even know that this was about to happen. So just bringing all of those different energies and also using that space to kind of help curate and facilitate more events that are, you know, user friendly. It's kind of like in between the artists is kind of like a, well, hey, how are you guys feeling so far? Do you like stuff like this? What are you guys interested in? We're looking to curate more events. What's some other things that you would like to go to type of time like that?
Right.
So we can make that connection because people are always complaining about how either it's the club or you in the crib.
Right.
And that's not true. I feel like you know what you know and you go where you're invited. And if you're not invited to these other spaces, like maybe they're just not open for you yet. But I want to bring that more to the forefront. Like, hey, there are other things to do besides party.
Right.
Or stay home. Like, come see
Yeah, for
something
sure.
new, come hear something new, come feel something new.
Yeah, and
Come-
just let me
come
know
join
if I can like pitch in with some food or something like that. Like I don't want to say too much on cam, but you holler at me. Like I'll get us right. Like
You could
if
you
didn't
could
wanna
pitch
love-
in with promoting the
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for sure, no, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get on that today. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that today. I don't want. You ain't lying. I'm gonna get on that
You
today.
can picture with that.
I gotta get on that with the Payton brand.
that.
Period.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some
Yeah,
real.
go get your
management.
tickets. Go get your tickets today,
Yeah, get
man.
your fucking tickets, man.
Go get your tickets.
Get them tickets.
But in terms, like I said, if there's anything I can help though with like food, anything like that, I know you also asked for those other party favors, like the magic favors, and yeah, we can get that done too. Yeah, like, but
I did not know if he was playing a play on where if he was rapping as the magic favors, the mad.
oh,
but
no, I
yo,
saw shrooms,
Like,
that's
I
yo,
all.
we
I
got a
thought
great
we
show
were
for y'all
here.
today.
All right, cool.
No,
I was
no.
on J Lo.
I know, that's why I said we.
All right, cool.
I thought he was
Yeah.
rapping. I thought it was a double entendre. But
I mean,
Magic.
What I'm supposed to do?
hey, yo, the magic favors.
not the red light.
But we got a great show for y'all, the guys. Got first question before, because you know, Mr. 8 might have to get out of here early. He got some things to get done. I think everybody has time, so I'm gonna try and get through some of these quick topics. But I wanted to get into kind of this rapper one that did we cover this last? We didn't cover this at all, right? Lupe versus Kid Cudi.
No.
No, okay,
Nah, we
cool.
didn't.
Cool. I wanted to get into that a little bit because it's kind of funny to me, like where you fall in this type of thing where Cudi kind of created this whole issue, and now Lupe's response to it is what the internet is like, damn, he kind of going in. But then you got Lupe supporters like, no, he right. He allowed to respond this way. And explain the situation to y'all who didn't see.
I'm about to say, please elaborate.
Elaborate.
Lupe is my guy.
So Lupe and Cudi have a long existing beef, but it hasn't been kind of brung up or talked about in a while. So recently, Cudi's on his, just promoting himself and probably got more stuff going on, talking about him and Kanye making up after that whole debacle last year, and saying like Kanye apologized, which is big. Kanye don't do that in the situation. And then he got into telling a story about pretty much like him working in a vape store before in his career and hiding from Lupe when he would come in there to shop because he didn't want for Lupe to be able on a record to be able to say like, yeah, this nigga used to sell me clothes and sneakers and shit. So Lupe then saw that and responds like, why the fuck are you even talking to me, you bitch ass nigga?
Damn.
Fuck you.
Damn.
Like dog, like yo, I already told you, like yo, he said, yo, he said I want to fight this nigga so bad, I'm fucking like I'm ain't like nigga.
Shout out to Lupe because he definitely said that before. He said stop talking to me or we could have this rumble and ain't nothing happened.
Right. So like in that whole exchange, so
Lupe
then
in that bitch chopping wood and shit. Kid Cudi don't want no smoke. Lupe be in that bitch on.
But don't talk.
Samurai, no.
Like, Lupe be
That's what I'm saying.
Summer with monks and shit. Like
Lupe just responded to like a post. Niggas was like, so where's this at? And everything nigga said he had. Oh, let me see. Yeah, it was a post of a samurai like showing you that like it's a technique to really use it. Like if you don't know the technique, then the sword
and
is
he
useless.
really and his hands really be out there.
So they said, Lupe, what's your technique?
Yeah.
and he showed his technique with the samurai sword. Then they said, all right, Lupe, where the gun at? Then he showed some shit with a stick on it. Then they said, Lupe, with the hands, like then he showed him boxing. Like he had everything for anybody want to come at. And then Cudi, like in his whole, I think they're cool now after this wrapped up, but Cudi was trying to use the internet to get cool or internet for sympathy. He was like, all right, well, look, I DM'd you. Cudi posted DM like, I DM'd you like, dog, don't talk about me. Like, we can make this up. Let's be friends. Let's talk about each other. And then Lupe still came back. You bitch ass. Who the fuck? Like, Lupe was still going off. But then I think behind the scenes, they cleared it up. But
came out.
My main question for you before you got here was like the whole
Chi-Town spirit came out.
You think that was weird of Cudi in the beginning to be like, yo, I don't want to give this artist ammo to talk about me, or you think that should be a necessary precaution?
I think it was egotistical, but what are artists? Artists are egotistical people. Like it's like, so I feel like in a sense he was, first of all, he was overthinking. He was definitely overthinking because it's not that deep. It's not that deep. And even if Lupe would have said that, that wouldn't have made or broke your career. You know what I mean? It just would have been another thing that people would have talked about. Like that's it. So, and especially, I don't think that would have trumped the music Kid Cudi has given us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think you were overthinking it in terms of at that time. And he might even be able to admit that himself. But his intent, though, was just as artists, like, we're all competitors in a sense. I don't want to give you this leg up on me where, like, you used to walk in this store and I used to, like, sell you, like, clothes. I ain't gonna lie, for me personally, I would have sold Lupe the fucking clothes. I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody got an origin story.
I'd have sold the fuck out them damn clothes. I'd have been, like, you know what I mean? I'd have been a fucking great salesman. And who knows, maybe me and Lupe, there's a chance we could have been cool off of that. Or maybe not. I'd have been just another motherfucker that sold him clothes that week. But it's like, I don't think I would have overthought that. But because I'm an artist and because I do have an ego, I can go and see where he even tried to, like, go into that angle. And it was just that, like, I can't let you. But I feel like him bringing that up wasn't a shot at Lupe, though. That's the only thing I feel. I do feel like him saying that had nothing to do with, like, any shade to Lupe. It was really shade to himself, technically. It was like, I didn't want to be the nigga that was selling clothes to
but they already had beef, so bringing my name up.
Yeah,
triggers the Chicago and Lupe.
My name. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. That's where I was about to get at, though, where it's like, but because they got existing beef, there's almost like a don't bring my name up at all.
Yeah.
But he wasn't bringing it up in a sense of disrespect.
It don't
necessarily.
matter.
It was
my
like
name came out your mouth.
This guy was higher. He was at a higher status than me. He was at a status that I would technically I wanted to be at the time. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be the one. I didn't want to become, if I did get my shot, I didn't want it to backfire. And he's like, hey, I used to sell him clothes. Still overthinking it. I think that was it was slightly stupid, but that sometimes egotistical thoughts can be a little stupid.
I would have said that joint. I would have been like, yeah, I used to be a stylist. I used to put him in that shit.
But I'm definitely, I'm like super team Lupe, though. So it's like, I'm super team Lupe. So it's like, And I fuck with Kid Cudi, but I'm super team Lupe. Like Lupe is who like that's where I started to like really pay attention to what rappers are actually talking
man.
about. Like
One of the only people Nas said was like him.
yeah, like Lupe is like
is crazy.
he was just like I said, he was that artist for me where like at a time where I didn't really care about lyrics, I cared about the beat. Like I'm listening to like Lil Flip, I'm listening to Lil Jon, I'm listening to Ludacris and Eminem, but that's because they had this animation about them that was like it had an immaturity. Even though the lyrics were crazy, they was spitting their ass off and they talking about real shit, but the what they showing me is like very animated. So as a kid, it was easy to like. I didn't want to be clinged on to like all of the street like like auras and shit like that. I didn't care for like the allure of the streets, but like I did care about the fun part about rap music, and I feel like down south really had that in the bag. So I was listening to a lot of southern artists aside from like Eminem, and then when Lupe happened, it was like I see this nerdy kid who's like
push and go.
I see this nerdy kid who's like, yo, he can rap just as good as every gangster that my older brother been listening to for years. Like it's like, and it kind of. Then it made me go back and listen to all them too, and like, all right, well, wait, what was y'all actually saying then? Because it's like a lot of this shit wasn't ass; it was just super serious. And I'm like, I'm in third grade,
even
I
then they
don't
was
care.
kicking
Yeah,
that
it's like
shit
I'm
in.
like in the third grade. I don't at that point. I don't care that you know what I mean. Like, I just don't care about what all that shit y'all talking about. Basically, I was gonna be specific, but I'm like, I don't know how that. I don't want to do all that. But it's like. But yeah, it's like at that age, it's hard for me to care. But when I see Eminem, fuck what he rapping about? He's climbing up a building dressed like Robin, and got Dr. Dre behind him
He's
or
a
something like.
Shout out
He
to
dressed
Massacre
up
album.
too, like
He's a puppet.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's all the, and then fucking Ludacris is walking around with big ass colossal hands, and he's doing all
The
this
muscle
extra
suit.
shit.
Big ass
You know what I
ass.
mean?
The
So it's
muscle
like,
suit.
yeah, like they're doing all this extra stuff that as a kid, I'm like, now I do like that. It's
Oh, yeah,
like
then you
now
got
I
Missy
almost,
and
and like I do like
trash
that
bags and
and
stuff,
shit.
so
This
yeah.
beat kind of nice too. Like now that I think about it, so it's like it became fun to watch them. Lupe made me like take what everybody's saying more serious. Then I had to go back and listen to Jay-Z. Then I had to go back and like. Then it was like, all right, but Lupe was definitely my gateway to like lyricism. So
Yeah.
Respect to
at
Lupe.
that point, I'm sorry, Kid Cudi, love you, but you should probably keep Lupe name out
I
your
give
mouth.
you
Like,
that.
cause I'm
For real.
Team Lou. Like, I'm definitely Team Lupe for tripping.
You hear
Mine
that,
was Big
Cudi?
Sean.
But love, any
Big
thoughts?
Sean
on
that
this?
guy. For
Yeah, Big Sean gave me more of my lyrical.
All right,
insight.
so
He different.
but
Shout out
so
Big Sean.
speaking of artist beef and things you got to get to, I want to give a shout out to Chris Brown for how he handled the whole Quavo
Sure.
situation, for knowing who Breezy can be. So like it's recently, you know, fashion weeks be happening all the time. They was in Paris really for a fashion show, and I guess whoever did the seating chart didn't know the behind the scenes, which is old news.
Now they sat next to each other.
They sat them right next to each other.
They sat 'em
But
right
you know,
next to each
fashion
other.
show seats is
Like,
tight.
What's the-
shoulder to
what's the
shoulder.
behind the
Oh, they
scenes? 'Cause
know.
I done missed that.
You said what's behind the scenes of Quavo and Chris Brown's beef?
Oh, they
well, you know
know.
they were cool at a point way early in Migos' career.
In the career.
And then it came out that Karrueche and Quavo went
Was
on a date,
talking.
and Karrueche was kind of smiling when TMZ ran up on her.
Yeah, she was
and,
still at the time talking to
Breezy
Chris.
don't play about Karrueche, but then I think also it was the fact that we was cool. And I think Chris Brown has a definitely thing of like, yo, if you cool with me, you gotta know my triggers. And if you get one of my triggers, just know that might end the friendship for life.
Facts.
So like, but they seen each other and they did the whole show, and the whole internet was reacting like, "Oh, look at them so growth and so they made up." And Chris Brown commented it under the photo, pretty much. It was like, I mean, or just put out a caption somewhere. I can't remember because they pulled a caption. Right?
Yeah.
Shit. But the caption was like, "Nigga ain't clearing no beef up. I'm just not about to fuck up no check because of no nigga, like because of no little nigga." So that was the Breezy response.
know,
to that
like,
shit.
No,
Yeah,
real
it's
rap.
still-
It's
it's
still
still
beef.
Right. So
But I'm controlling it. Yeah. I love that.
I want to
for
give a
him.
shout out to Chris Brown for that. That was like
Yeah,
a
that was
good way
growth.
to
Yeah,
show that
for
yo,
sure.
we as black men can have a beef and don't got to end out
Yeah,
in
young
no other
Chris would have
shit.
told you to step
But
outside.
nigga, I don't. But I want to make it known, you niggas don't. I don't fuck with you niggas. We ain't gotta have no shootout right now in Paris. But nigga, I don't fuck with you still. So
Just to play a parody.
Any thoughts?
Chris
comments
would have
on
been
that?
like, hey, yo,
Yeah,
let me
shout
see you
out.
outside.
Definitely shout out to Chris. I mean, like for somebody who is no, and I feel like that scene shirt probably was done definitely on purpose.
Facts.
And I
Yeah,
think
I
that
think they
maybe
did
he
that on
took
purpose.
that into consideration, but that's him thinking with his big boy mind, and I love that for him because
They wanted Chris to
everybody-
self-destruct.
Exactly.
They've been wanting him to self
Also,
Everybody been-
also my question.
They've
I
been
want
wanting
to-
it
This
since
is
Rihanna.
I want you,
You
to answer.
asked
I want you to
me a
answer, but I'm
question
adding
to
to
still
it.
cut me the
Okay,
fuck
yo, I
off.
can do that. I want to ask you a question
Since
that I
Rihanna,
forgot
they've
to
been
ask.
doing that.
Like, damn.
answer
Yo,
the question.
I know. I'm adding to it so you can answer both right now while I got time. Yo, can you also tell me, has there been a time where you still got to beef with somebody because
they
of an
say
ex?
round two.
Continue.
No, I don't beef with nobody. Period.
Okay.
Anyway, like what? What the fuck? I look like beefing with somebody? That's weird shit. Yeah, no. So I think that was done in a very distasteful manner, but he showed that he is growing and he's caring more about himself and his image, and he's not going to let that shit bother him because I don't think nothing is a bigger hurt piece than them taking away the Michael Jackson dedication performance from him.
Facts.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so sitting next to somebody like he called a little N-word, because I don't like to use that word.
Right.
That
Oh,
shit don't
wiggle.
compare to him not being able to do the tribute to Michael. Like,
Right.
so he probably looked
Yeah,
at
I
that shit
definitely
like,
feel like
alright.
that was a sign of growth. I feel like they would have loved for not only him, but shit, if they could have got both of them to self-destruct, that would have been great for them. They'd have got
Quavo was
all the
already
viewership,
self-destructing
they'd have got
himself.
all the
yo.
attention, they'd have got, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like it was definitely a little intentional. I might be over exaggerating it, but I think it was definitely intentional to sit them two next to each other.
sure.
Like, you know enough, and if you don't know, somebody in your camp know. Like, especially with two names of that type
so
of
big.
status. Like, yeah, it's like not only is Quavo big on his own, we talking about Chris Brown,
All right,
bro.
so
Like,
all right, question.
And answer the question if you still got beef because of ex.
because of an ex, no.
Yeah, like you still got beef with somebody you don't deal with no more, but you don't fuck with the person because
Ain't
of
no
how they
beef.
handle
We
it.
just don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, I might not fuck with you because of
How you acted during this relationship.
yeah, because that
Yeah,
would
ain't no
be
beef.
because the way I think is like if you'll act this way over this, imagine how you'll act over something bigger than this. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where my mindset goes, and I think that is like at the end of the day, there's a lot of fish in the sea. So it's like if you my friend, there's no reason like Jay said it best. No matter how pretty she is, you never liked my girl. Like it's like that's just how we run. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no reason why you should ever have any type of shit, I used to deal with that with me, man. I ain't even gonna
Yeah.
hold you.
I
used
feel
to
like
deal with that a
bygones should
lot.
just be
But,
bygones.
yeah, definitely used to deal with that shit. But it's like you shouldn't have any interest in what my girl might feel like or anything like that. Like, it's almost pointless because like you're just gonna have us, but you're gonna make it uneasy for me. It might get uneasy for me and you. You could have just talked to another girl, and you might have found somebody. No shade to who I might have talked to, but there's always some type of better. Like you should appreciate what you have, but if you're gonna be out here searching for better, you'll be searching forever. You know what I mean? So it's like, as far as like you didn't have to come into my yard to get whatever satisfaction you was looking for, especially. If you had some intentions of marrying this woman, or you still a snake and all of that, but if you had some intentions of marrying this woman, then maybe there's just something that I might not be able to grasp in terms of understanding. But if all you want to do is fuck, you wanted a quick little night or something like that, and you chose to come back here where I had my shit going on to satisfy that. It's like, well, you don't really care about me for real. You
Right,
don't give a
'cause
fuck
that's
how I
weird.
feel. Yeah, like, and you know what I mean? This girl wasn't. This wasn't some shit where you just knew that was your heart and and that like I said, we might still fall off from that. But at least if I turn around 20 years later, y'all still
together,
married.
It's like, all right, that shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you know
it
what?
make
You
feel a
might have
little
really
better.
had to do that.
Make
It's
you
like,
feel a little
you know
better.
what? Maybe you needed to do that because y'all look like y'all might have been meant for each other. But if all you was going to do is fuck, bro, like, what was that? It was so much
Yeah.
other shit that went into you getting that nut off. Was it really, you must not care about me then. You know what I mean? It's like, you really must not fuck with
I'm
me
not
like
beefing
that.
with
So
no exes.
I think, but I'm not beefing over nobody over no ex because I could give two shits about
Yeah,
any of
bygones
my
be
exes.
bygones. Go get 'em.
Yeah, like in terms of whatever you might have did,
You want me to
if
help?
you might have did some shit that made me, like,
Steph.
I don't wish
Always
no
throw
bad.
the
Yeah,
shot.
like, you feel me? I
Steph
don't wish
with the
no
shot.
bad on you. I wish you the best. I hope you get it together,
Right,
but
right.
I don't care to like
Yeah,
have
no.
a beef with you. Like,
Yeah,
nah.
No, facts.
My question was, do you think it was more on Quavo's like team, because Quavo really hasn't been in the media, like he has, but his face hasn't been like blowing up how it used to be, like
Oh, yeah,
before
he's
Takeoff.
staying up the light. Yeah,
So,
he's staying
but
up the
Chris is in the light. Thank you. Chris has been in the light like a lot more lately. So do y'all think like that was like a setup on Quavo's team to try to push that?
Somebody
No.
did. Somebody
Nah,
said
I feel like
something
that
up.
was. I don't think that had nothing to do with Chris or Quavo. I think that had to do with the people that
behind
set
like the
that
bigger
show up.
Yeah.
Behind
I don't
the
think.
scenes.
Yeah, I don't think either
Somebody
side.
might
But do
have
you
tried to
think
be
their
I think if
view-
either side
tried to
can
get the
have it
moment
their
to happen
way.
and have it blow up.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think in their view, do you think they were sitting like, all right, we ain't hear nothing from Quavo in a while, let's put him next to this nigga? Well, to
I
Chris.
feel like again, it was one of those things that's like,
You never know what it is. They was just rolling the dice. Let's see what
let's
happens.
see what
that
happens.
was like
But
let's see what
also,
happens.
it's like the continued showing up of basically like black people embarrassing themselves in front of white people type
Yeah.
of narrative.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Where
was
it's just
trying
like,
to-
see, this is
Okay.
why y'all wonder why we can't have inclusion.
set
they
us
was
up.
trying to
Yeah,
get another
like,
y'all
Suki
act like
situation,
this. They was
another
trying to
Will
get another
situation.
Chris Rock and fucking Will.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
let's be
Real.
clear. Like, they be
Yeah.
setting us up to fucking destroy ourselves.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that was a moment where it's like, let's see what happens if we place these two right
I
next
give
to
you
each
that.
other.
Yeah.
And they acted like grown ass men that's doing a job at the end of the day.
Like
And
to
they
some
are.
degree.
I think more people should actually be talking about this aspect of it, because if something would have happened, it would have been all over the news.
Yeah, it'd been all,
Facts.
yeah.
I feel like
so
it should,
honestly,
this
we
should
should
be all
yeah,
over
we
the
should
news
be
too. Like, hey,
we
let's
should
Yeah,
be
it
big
is.
in both of them. Yeah,
Facts.
honestly.
Yeah.
But
Nah,
they
for real.
hyping it up because of Chris Brown bring it back in the news. But yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna hold you.
it
I could care
definitely-
less about Chris Brown feeling how he feels. If he said no, it's still up.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. But y'all didn't make an ass of yourselves
Right.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of all them
Exactly.
That's
motherfucking
a
white
celebration.
folk.
You can have beef with a nigga and sit right next to him.
That's like
Right.
sitting
and
in
not
a
act. We
classroom.
just not cool.
Clap
Right.
for that, for that.
That's
Yeah.
like
You
sitting
can't
at a
get this
business
breezy
meeting.
feature no more.
Shout
That's
out,
like sitting at a business
shout out to
meeting. We all
Quavo
be
and
acting
Breezy
it.
for that. As far as y'all beef, that ain't my business. But shout out to y'all for like just not making a fool
Continuing
of
the
yourselves.
show.
Sure.
Yeah, for not making a fool of yourselves.
Well,
in
speaking
front of
about making a
everybody.
fool of yourself, give me a great transition. Yo, did anybody see that Wiz and AD video where Wiz was getting him high while he was asleep?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the internet kind of took that and they kind of trying to.
They're trying to say it's some
Not
other
trying
shit.
to nothing. That shit. First of all, I feel like
Yeah, so what
doing
was- so,
anything
all right.
against somebody's free
So
will.
all right, so
is
as far
wrong.
as that goes, you know what's crazy? I seen the backlash Wiz was getting, and I never dove into it. I never even had to. I had a feeling that it was more so about him like blowing smoke in his friend's face without like like
Without
the, like
them being
consent.
up.
Consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And the only thing I'll say to that is like
it was more. They were saying Wiz is on the other team.
yeah. Now that part is where I ain't gonna hold you. Now that part is where I was like, all right, Wiz, pause. But the part where
We
he
think a
was
lot of
just
people
blowing
say
smoke
phone
into his friend's face. I get the whole non-consent thing, but when y'all that type of friends, when y'all that close, niggas play pranks on each other all
You
the
ain't
time.
never wake up to a
like,
waking babe?
as far as like consent is a
Magic, we already
consent-
talked about you and
yeah,
consent,
like,
so we,
right. Like consent is a very important thing. But like if it was that black and white, like pranks wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like certain
Yeah.
pranks, like no one's asking to be pranked, no one's asking to be fucked with. And if it's friends that you trust, a regular nigga can't have the bucket of water come down on your head, and your friends might not be able to do that either, depending on the day. But you know what I mean? Your friends might have a little more leg room.
Hey, look
than
at me,
some,
friends. Don't
yeah,
ever.
friends.
Don't ever.
Friends. Yeah.
None of that shit. Don't
Yeah.
be this close to my face.
Yeah, you
blowing
know what I
smoke.
mean?
Now I get it. I've been watching Wiz vlogs for years, so I know that is the personality of Wiz Khalifa. But that shit is weird.
Yeah, I don't want nobody blowing no smoke in my face for sure, 1,000% for sure. I'm just saying, like for that friend group, I would assume that the consent side is not an issue. Like they probably laughed about that shit, and that Wiz is being dragged for blowing smoke in this nigga's face with like no consent. Where like them two as friends, it's probably like a fuck out of here. He probably was like, oh, pause, you blowing smoke in my face. Like they probably kikied about the shit already.
kind of smoke was
and
it?
now Wiz is looking at his comments and is like,
I
bro,
know,
you
but, like-
you was on some borderline. You know what I mean? Like you was on some like out of pocket shit. Like you know what I mean? So I feel like it was pause.
If I
It
wake
was,
up
Yeah,
high,
yeah.
I'm
Go
snapping.
ahead.
What kind of smoke
Because
was
why
it?
are you blowing
So,
smoke in my face?
was
well,
it-
you don't smoke,
you were
so
talking.
that's not cool too. If it's one of my friends that don't smoke, it makes it clear I don't smoke. and I catch you sleeping, I blow smoke in your
I
face.
mean, if I
Now,
wake up wine drunk, I'm gonna feel the same way. Yeah, I drink wine, but who told you to pour fucking wine in my mouth? Like, no.
I feel you though, yeah, and I do feel you. I just feel like it wouldn't be if it's in a jokey way and there was no intention behind that. If you and Jay were, I mean, pouring wine down somebody's mouth while they sleep sounds very dangerous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's like, let's just say it wasn't. Let's say it was possible that you could pour wine down somebody's mouth while they would sleep.
I mean,
if you and Jay were joking and Jay's not planning to pour wine down your mouth and like try to like have sex with you or something, you know, that then we talking weird no matter what.
wine down
But if it's like a
we
ha-ha,
just had this
sex is
conversation
crazy.
about intent. Like, intent doesn't matter with consent. It does not matter
I feel that too.
how you thought of.
Oh shit!
the
Say
plan.
that again. Intent doesn't
Intent
matter.
does
with
not
consent.
matter
rhyming.
with consent. Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter if you were just playing. It doesn't matter if you didn't have plans on doing X, Y, and Z. The point is, you didn't have permission to do what you were just playing about.
Yeah, and I get it. And like I said, that is literally the existence of a prank. Like you never plan a prank with the person being
Well,
pranked.
I
you
disagree
do
with that
it.
too, though. Sometimes because when you have that, so like you know the people that like do pranks on, you know, they record it and they do it on social media or YouTube or whatever. Like y'all already have this thing that y'all prank each other. So granted, you don't know what the prank is going to be. You don't know when it's
You just
coming,
know the-
but you
you
know,
know the level.
that y'all have agreed that y'all prank each other.
Well, that and
That's a thing.
that's where I was getting at with Wiz and his friend. It's like
Yeah.
that's his friend. It's not like
Right, of course, I'm sure they
it's
had
not
some
like
type
that
of-
was. It's not like that was like OT7 Kwani came to do a session with Wiz one time,
Oh, that's
and Wiz
wild.
started blowing smoke in his
Yeah,
face while
you
he was
gotta know-
asleep.
you gotta read
It's
the
like you
room.
don't know
Yeah,
that man.
yeah.
It's like you don't know that man at all. You might get yourself into some shit now. Like
That's wild.
it's like, but your friend. Is like they might
They know
have
they
an
do that
understanding
shit,
that
yeah.
that nigga might have blew smoke in Wiz's face before it just
Right.
wasn't on camera. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like
And everybody knows Wiz always trying to get somebody
yeah,
high.
so
For sure.
so that's where I say like I feel like the whole consent part is probably being blown out of proportion. I can see where he's being trolled on the
Yeah.
pause side of it, where everyone's like pause, but the consensual side, I don't want us to get too carried. These fucking guys.
Well,
these are
speaking
friends
about
that
consent-
just play
Because
too
I
much.
have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Y'all kept cutting me off.
I didn't cut
So-
nobody
Oh,
off.
shit.
I ain't say that.
Yeah, he
Go ahead,
was
get
leaving.
shit off.
Yeah,
Put your
it's-
girl
it's-
back in.
it's
You gonna be all
definitely
aggressive.
Leoing.
Put your girl back in. You gonna talk
What
all
kind
with
of
your
smoke?
chest
I know
out.
you said it's weed smoke because you're the only one that answered me. Thank you. But I know it's weed smoke, but like, was it the liquid smoke? Because he does the liquid smoke and he does L smoke. So like, what kind of?
He hit a
Right,
L.
oh, yeah, I mean it was all THC. I don't
Yeah.
think Wiz smoked nothing but THC.
No, that's not what I'm
matter-
talking
yeah.
about. I'm talking about liquid smoke because he got that machine that literally.
Oh, no,
No,
I'm
no,
telling you, I
Mixed
don't know.
liquid
Yeah,
smoke.
I don't know what smoke it was.
And
AD would sleep like this, got above AD face, almost as close as you can get, almost. And
Oh, yeah, I
blew
seen the
a
video,
lot of
yeah.
smoke
Yeah.
into,
oh,
like,
okay.
a gradual
Oh
amount
yeah,
of
no, yeah,
smoke.
he
did
blew.
like 2 or 3
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
That
okay.
that shit looked like hookah smoke. That's
Okay.
how much smoke it was.
Yeah,
It looked
okay.
like
Yeah.
he took a hookah riff and blew that. So it was a
Okay.
lot of smoke.
so he
So,
ripped that joint.
yeah. So
like, I know he woke up.
but I
fried.
ain't gonna hold you though. Even if it was like liquid, like even if it was the liquid, it's all THC. Like
Yeah, but
Wiz-
liquid a little more potent.
Oh no, yeah, no, for sure. But it's still THC.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have drew a red flag if he like. I don't know.
Blew
slipped
coke
some
in his
fucking,
face?
yeah, blew some coke in my face, like some shit. Now I'm like, whoa, like now we talking a whole different. Like I don't want you blowing nothing in my face, period. But if it's weed,
Coke
you know what I
is
mean. I'm still irked, but it's like, all right,
Why
it's
y'all both
weed
get
though.
excited?
Yeah,
Y'all
like
say, whoa,
yeah, like
the
I'm
coke.
still like, whoa, what the fuck? But it's weed. I won't feel
like,
like
whoa,
you.
what the
I won't feel like I won't feel like you invaded my consent and all of that until it's like you done slipped like a pill down my. Like I'm sleeping, you put a pill or you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You
I
done
don't
blew
want it.
coke.
Okay.
You done blew
No
coke
rape.
in my face. Yeah, like you done.
On
you
to the
done
next
did something.
topic. Speaking of consent,
Yeah, I'm about to
Sexy
say
Red
that's
baby
what I
dad
feel.
finally got the consent to show himself, and
He didn't take it.
What?
He took it. He showed himself. 'Cause
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time I seen.
So everybody,
the
so
emojis
the
of
baby
himself.
shower, I guess, photos came out, and on that joint, she was in a little what do you call that outfit? I don't know,
Now I
kimono.
gotta go
But she
look
was in
at
an
it.
outfit, and it was a picture of a guy facing her behind to like bury his face. But then also there was like the what was the place called that people used to take photos at? Sears. It was like the Sears photo shoot, and she was putting Drake and different people's face on it. So he finally put the real photo out with his face. Well, the real photo, but it's his face on top of his face.
Where is this at?
It was on the Shade Room or something. It was on one of those sites I saw.
Bet.
But
Oh, you talking about one of the Philly artists, right? It was a Philly artist that did that, right?
I was trying to see, but I couldn't tell. You can't tell no
It's a
more.
joke with Philly
All
Scoop,
artists
bro.
dressing look alike to
It's
me
a
now.
nigga from Philly that had put their face in front of like the like photos of Sexy Red and her baby dad. But Sexy Red, I don't.
Everybody did it because she did it.
Oh,
It was her.
okay.
She did that, and niggas start
Yeah,
playing
she
around
did
with
50.
it. But
Oh, okay, that's what happened. Then.
I mean, the consent to be able, like, would y'all in that case with somebody famous, would you ever want to be like? I mean, he's a rapper too, but I'm saying if y'all weren't rappers, would you want, or entertainers or whatever we are today, podcasters, hosts, all that? Would you want to be seen or recognized and known, or would you for me,
Absolutely
I would have
not.
liked to have been the guy that had always had his face covered. Y'all don't know shit about me. When she out here wild and do whatever she want, it don't reflect
yeah, I'm
me.
not gonna lie. When you got a career like that, I keep my face out of it.
Yeah,
And if I love you, I love you. So if I
Yeah.
love you, I love you. I'm here for you. We gonna raise this baby. We gonna do our thing. If you clearly you the breadwinner, I'm gonna make
Like,
my
I'm
bread
cool,
too. But
yeah.
clearly you the breadwinner, like you Sexy Red, motherfucker. So, but yeah, if I can keep unless it's a situation where like she wanted to make me like public, like if it was something like, now I'm more so making a sacrifice for you at that point. It's like, all right, I don't want you to feel like you have to hide me.
Yeah,
But if you don't mind not putting me on display, yeah.
I feel that I'm definitely cool with
be
playing
Sexy Red when you come home. Be like whatever your first and last name is. Like, yeah, like
I
real
agree
rap.
with that. I feel like for me, it's giving. You know, we could take a little picture of the hands or the legs, cute little date night shit like that. You don't got to show me, baby. Let me tell you, because
And it's
your
fucked up
fans
'cause-
is your fans.
Yeah, I'm about to say
and I don't
it's
want them in my DMs.
Yeah, that's really all it is. It's so fucked up because it ain't
Fans,
about
other
Sexy
artists.
Red. It's like it's the attention that shit bring.
Yeah.
And the type of crowd you got, you're not getting like the Rhapsody or the Lauryn Hill crowd. Like you're getting a pretty wild crowd.
Happy belated
Like,
Rhapsody.
You're getting a very young crowd, a very wild crowd.
for
It's
sure.
young, it's wild, it's super
Rashid.
diverse. So you don't.
Rashid.
It's super diverse. You don't know what you getting. Like
Because the gangsters fuck with sexy.
you know you know what I mean.
Everybody.
Somewhere down the line,
Gangsters love a
everybody.
hood motherfucker.
Somewhere down the line, everybody fuck with her. So it's
sure.
like from the youth all like to a few old heads. So it's
Yeah.
like you don't know what you gonna get.
And you know what? I ain't even gonna hold you. I feel like it would be a little fun coming into an event, like say, or say the person I'm dealing with is like a rapper or whatever. It's cool to come into a little event and I'm playing the field like nobody knows who I am to you. I ain't coming in with you as your girl. Like I'm back here. Like, oh yeah, y'all here to see such and such. Yeah, you fine. Like, yeah,
Right.
I'm on that type of time. I'm on the other side of the road. Have your little section. Have fun. I
You
have
feel
at you
me?
later.
You feel me? Like
Yeah,
go over there
like,
and do
we
you.
gotta
I'm
do
in the
this.
cut. Yeah, like I feel like if I were like, and it take a lot of confidence to even be able to be with like a woman with that much. Not even a woman, a person. Period. If you're a woman trying to get with a man, there's a lot of confidence that comes with being with someone that's garnishing that much attention and has that much like time consumed
Yeah.
on like a day-to-day basis. So it's like on top of me having to deal with that already.
Yeah.
I probably don't want to deal with your fans in my comments.
Right.
Like I can't do shit. I can't even eat by
You can't
myself.
go to the grocery store.
I post a plate by myself. Where's Sexy's plate, bitch?
Right.
Where's Sexy's plate?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
damn,
Like,
they broke
damn.
up. I knew it was coming. Like, all I
Right,
did
like,
was
yeah,
eat
like
by
look at this
myself.
nigga eating by himself. She
Damn.
probably left him. Like damn, like the comments get. And the funny thing is, certain people just be trolling.
They do.
And I love
They'll make
them.
a whole fake
The ones that's
page.
just trolling, you having fun. And then there's certain people that they really like they want to get a
They
react.
invested.
They are hoping that
Ain't no difference, man.
They hoping that they see you. Not
Troll from
I
your
feel
real
you on
page
there's
is
no
where I
difference,
stand.
but
Don't
I feel
troll
like-
on don't make no fake page. Don't do none of that shit. Troll is you. If you gonna be able to say what you want about somebody, you should be able to say what they want back about
Now,
you.
see, when you
can't what's the spite your line? Hide your hand, spite your face, whatever niggas be saying
Right.
that old shit. But whatever that old shit
He
is.
definitely said some uncle shit.
That's
said some
hide
uncle
your
at
hand,
the
spite your
cookout
face,
shit.
rock at a glass house,
Beat
all
your
that
feet.
bullshit.
Beat
Nigga,
your feet.
post me a regular page. But on to more gender wars. One of our friends kind of posted this up, and I haven't seen nobody talk about it really, but I think it's an interesting discussion of why doesn't Common get slack for being a celebrity boyfriend to a bunch of women? Like Lori Harvey gets a lot of slack for being a celebrity girlfriend for a year or two, quick whirlwind romance, and then move
Because
on.
Common is actually loving these girls.
Wait, what?
Ooh, okay.
Oh
well,
shit! Wait, elaborate. What you mean?
I need to go.
I'm playing.
I mean,
I just be trying to hate on
well.
Lori sometimes,
I
too.
mean,
But he
technically,
do be,
she not wrong.
He do be loving him. He be showing love
Technically,
more.
she not wrong.
Don't do that.
I used to love her.
Hey,
I mean, he do. He be showing him appreciation. He be showing him love and everything. Lori just be, yeah. That's my guy.
Alright.
Okay, that's my guy.
Yeah, no, I mean he has been lover boy.
I mean,
Yes, I do feel like to answer the question at hand, of course it is going to be a double standard because men versus women, we always got a double standard with literally everything. So a woman out here having it her way, she a whore. Off the rip, she a whore. Her dad ain't teach her no better. She don't got no morals. She don't got no damn walls. How many men she done been with? Y'all all in this girl business. First of all, Laura, you need to write a book and teach these girls.
just like your dad.
Hey,
but when it but when
Think
it
like a
comes
man, act like a woman.
to him, it's kind of like, to Magic's point, like he definitely was actually out here in relationships for long. It wasn't fun. It wasn't playtime. Like he really was.
He was actually
loving
taking
these
people
women.
serious.
He was, and let's be real. Common is not no young ass man.
No.
He's not young. Okay. His time in the industry is ample.
Dwindling.
No, but I'm saying as far as how long he's been in
for
the industry,
sure.
it's ample. He didn't
Heavy.
just get up in this industry yesterday, last year,
Heavy.
10 years ago. He's been around. He's seen a lot of things. He's seen a lot. That's like,
Too many avenues and everything.
and people look at the industry as some small place. It's like, bro, your high school was smaller than the industry was. How many people you dated there? All right, calm down. Like, let these people
Talk
live.
about it.
These is grown ass people.
Talk about
with their
it.
grown ass bodies and they grown ass
and they not
minds.
trying to get people outside they living wage, as I should say. Like, don't nobody.
I mean, that's
some
definitely
do.
preference.
Some
yeah.
do, but
That's definitely
others be like,
preference.
I mean, do y'all really? Not everybody
But you
want
being
to
in the
take care
same
of you.
space, yeah, it's like when you're in the circles with people and you see certain people all the time, and then you start to develop, personal relationships. It's easy to have that likability factor, especially when y'all have things that y'all already relate on. Like my thing is, people be so worried about what other people doing in their life and their business. Is just like, well, baby, if you could, maybe you would too,
Yeah,
but you're not.
y'all see how they was trying to play that situation, where they was like, it's like, Common, is it Whoopi you was talking about?
Hey yo,
Whoopi said, I don't want no problems with J Hood,
hey yo.
so I don't want no smoke.
There was Whoopi Goldberg and Common allegations. Damn, I ain't see that. That's that nigga.
Listen, hey,
Hey
I
man,
mean, Mariah was with whatchamacallit, so hey, anything's possible.
Nick?
Yeah, anything's possible.
hey man, love who you love, and if you're a career perfect boyfriend girlfriend situation, and that's how you live your life, and you date these people, that's what you want to do. I don't think it needs to be a gender war topic, but it ended up being because people always want to pin people against each other, like when they not pin people against each other, like kind of like how what happened recently with Just Hilarious with when the Breakfast Club without her on there, and that whole debacle is interesting. I want to learn more, but I'm gonna wait to talk about it till we learn more. But she commented on Charlamagne and Envy talking about comparing SZA to Mary J. Blige, and like, why the fuck are y'all doing that? Because it's fucking
SZA to who?
Mary
Yeah,
J.
they
And she
said-
went off real quick, and
they
people saying that
basically-
also could be her and them trying to keep their names intertwined. So
Yeah.
iHeart rethink, but I don't know. I think Just done with that shit. She got a career on her own, but
Yeah,
it's an interesting. Like, don't compare SZA to Mary J.
And they went on there and talk about give Summer her flowers. She's our modern day Mary. Da 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 da.
I wouldn't say.
I
Okay,
wouldn't.
well, speaking of gender wars, because that was crazy, and I'm not even about to give no thought to that. 'Cause what the fuck? Speaking of gender wars and people pinning people against each other or whatever, my word on the street, since we so kindly skipped past all that.
Hey man, this episode has been a whirlwind of just a day.
Okay.
Like, hey,
So the word on the street is a lot of people are pinning women and men against each other with the ideology that women are expected to raise children like they don't have to work, but still work as if they don't have children to raise. And I want to, before we get into the conversation, make sure that we keep the conversation at where it's at, because I know a lot of people have a hard time with staying on topic at hands instead of saying, oh, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. We're not fucking talking about all lives. All lives aren't being threatened here, right? Okay, so with that being said, do you, as a man and a woman, agree or disagree? Why or why not? Feel free, anybody.
Go first, Magic.
Say the question one more time. You kind of fucked me
So,
up.
do you feel that women are looked at as if they're supposed to raise children
Yes.
like they don't have jobs, but also work as if they don't have children to raise?
Yes. Yes.
Why so?
Mainly because the woman is always looked at as the provider. Even though yes, men feel like they are the provider, they the ones that's supposed to be going out here in the field. Half of y'all don't really like a woman sitting at home. Y'all have problems with that. Half of y'all don't even like it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, in the sense of the question of being like, I don't think it's everyone else. I think it's women naturally in the way that, especially women of our culture, because I really don't deal with else. So like they are naturally want it all for themselves, and a lot of niggas are not. Like some niggas back in the day, it was all you had to provide was a home, a place to stay, and that's all you had to do. And women be like, all right, I take care of the house, and that's your life. And right now, a house costs more, so that you need to help a lot of people out there. But for the women, they kind of, all right, I don't just want the house, nigga. I want my career to pop too. I want this to go on. So I think it's a society right now in a place to where a patriarchy is how it used to be, but the current state of our economy cannot be that way. But also women, especially black women, are kind of like I think they're like the going on most educated and soon to be like highest paid. So I think all that plays into this like gumbo of y'all want to choose to have the kids, if y'all want to choose to have the kids, and then a guy may believe that he can be the patriarchy man of this family and provide, but he's not going to be able to satisfy all the needs. So, all right, I'm going to work too. And that's how that kind of like, I don't think it's today in a fact of being forced upon, and more of a like, no, I'm Superwoman, I could do it all.
Okay. Two very interesting perspectives.
What's your thoughts on the matter?
So from a yes or no standpoint, yes. And I feel like both of you have very valid points, but I do think that a lot of women's independence come from having to do it themselves.
Correct.
So once you are in a specific mindset and once you've operated from a certain capacity for a certain amount of time, not only do you kind of get used to it, it's also a way of life, and it's kind of hard to come out of, but it's looking at the why things are even this way to begin with. And specifically, I wanted to pinpoint the fact of the question being about raising children, because women naturally are nurturers and men are naturally supposed to be providers. So when it comes to that consensus, it is kind of like a forced upon thing, because we are in a society where having one person, whether it's a man or a woman, having one person solely responsible for the livelihood of 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, whatever, is kind of insane unless you are literally a top earner. With that point, the question is very much okay, yeah, we both kind of have to do this thing together, but the mom still has to be the mom, which is always going to be 1,000% different than being the dad.
Correct.
And so to that question, I 1,000% yes agree with women are made to have to be the nurturer, but still have to provide their half of the house or whatever the split is for the house. Because sometimes it'd be more than half, sometimes it might be less than half, whatever. But you're still
Contributing.
respected in that light. To you have to do both.
Yep.
You have to do both, and it's not always given to the men to have to do both, because my thing is, if you're doing the one, you kind of do get unfortunately you kind of do get the lack in the other.
Yep.
The women don't, like you can't, because so like
you can't
it's
lack
so
in
much
one.
easier to talk about a quote unquote deadbeat dad being a norm, but if it's a deadbeat mom, the bitch is trash, yo. How dare you have kids? You should. It's women out here who can't have kids, and you out here yo. She's dragged through the fucking.
But since we are on this topic, shout out to the girl that literally told her baby dad that, listen, I can't take care. Here, you take him.
You know what? I think that's a great way to kind of further this conversation, and I do love that. And I do think that if there are going to be more, because I mean, we can call that what you want to call it, the broken home thing, where like families aren't living together. I do think that there should be more men taking sole responsibility of the children and letting women have their time to themselves.
To breathe,
because like, and even in relationships, there's been a situation where like there was a family that was like the woman, they're not separated, but the woman was allotted a whole year to herself. She didn't have to be a mom for a year. She didn't have to be essentially a partner for a year. She could do whatever she needed to do to feel the way she needed to feel to come back and provide for her family the way that she seen fit.
Come back better.
To be more equipped for whatever it is that y'all, the narrative that y'all have and the relationship that y'all have. And I feel like that's something that's really, you only see that on the opposite spectrum a lot.
And that should be a norm.
It's kind of unheard of when you see a mom that's like, oh yeah, I'm getting up and I'm going on a roll. You know, like a lot of men have those jobs where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm on a roll for months at a time. I'm doing this, that, and the third. Even when it comes down to artists, and I think that this day and age of social media allows us a lot more insight. A lot of women artists be having their kids with them all the time.
Yes.
Not saying that some men don't, but most of the women do.
Yes.
So it's like behind the scenes, you'll see, oh, we're doing sound check, and you see the baby behind the curtain with the women. Most of the times, I'm not going to give a percentage because I don't have that data available, and I don't like to just give blanket statements. Yeah. But a lot of times, you'll see that from a woman more than you'll ever see that from a man.
Tour buses, planes, all of it.
So it don't matter what kind of job it is. You could have your regular at home. You could be a superstar. It is always looked at that the woman has to do. You have to do both. Yeah, you have to.
You know how many women women take our kids to work? Just because you have to. Because you have to.
Well, and I saw another thing, speaking of women and children, and that whole parenting. That's how I had for probably say it Sunday, because we only got a few minutes left. But
what the fuck did you just say?
A topic I'm going to have to save for Sunday because we got a minute left. But Magic got to go. But it was a girl in Walmart who had her baby in just a coat. And like he was like naked.
Oh my gosh, that shit pissed me the fuck off. And people put out their cameras, and one of the views I saw was, yo, y'all got your camera out, but nobody was humane enough to go just buy the kids.
I'm about to say y'all at Walmart.
Hey, get the you calling for the authorities for the woman and all this.
Was it Walmart?
Yeah, it was definitely Walmart.
No, I'm asking for sure because they were in the grocery aisle, so I didn't know.
I know, but Walmart grocery aisle looks like is a certain look, and they sell certain products. It was definitely Walmart.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And Walmart has a baby aisle.
No, I was just asking because it was a grocery section, so I didn't know if it was the market or not. Like I didn't care what story
like
it was.
ShopRite or something like that. I got you.
But also, the baby didn't have the jacket on to begin with. The baby had the pamper on.
Yeah.
So once somebody said something to her, that's when the baby
she put the jacket on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, to that point, somebody could have easily gone and brought the kid clothes, but
I still would have read it.
That's not so somebody did call the cops on her, but for one, like the parent is right there.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that we're in this day and age where people are going to pull out their phones to go ahead and post stuff to social media to let people know how fucked up situations are or whatever. My thing is, this woman clearly did not seem to be in her right state of mind. I didn't look at the video to try to gauge how old the baby was, but the baby still looked fairly young. Not a baby, but like the toddler still looked fairly young.
Definitely.
And people also don't understand how postpartum works. Like, you can still have postpartum for up to 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So no matter if that baby looked like he could walk, talk, or whatever, but the baby wasn't talking. So like, you know, could have been
like 1 or 2,
could have been 3, whatever the case is. This woman, the way she was dressed, the way she looked, the way she presented herself, she didn't look like she had it all together.
She's tired.
She didn't look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a plethora of things could have been there.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you are not going to assist in any way, you're not helping by telling this woman, oh, that baby need more clothes on. No fucking shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
You're not helping by recording it and posting it on social media. No fucking shit, Charlotte. That was the same shit that happened with Krishan when she was in
Yes.
was that
Yeah,
Walmart too?
Yes.
Yeah, when the baby was falling and people.
I think that was Target. Was that Walmart?
So I
Target.
don't
It was
fucking know.
one. It was one of them
stores.
places, one of them stores. But in a sense, I bring it up to say like, yo, I understand the world we live in, but that shit don't mean we gotta continue to have it that way. Yo, people be fucking real humans. The kid is fucking naked, freezing in the store. I know the mom's being bad, but yo, y'all can do whatever it is to help this situation. Like you said, postpartum is real. Things are help. Some people might just need an extra hand in a moment. She might have needed y'all to do that, and then maybe she could have given a second. I don't think authorities need to be the first thing involved when something looks foul and looks off. You might just need a community to come help. And that's the part of it, especially with our community, because white communities, I guarantee they would have gave the babies. In a white store, you wouldn't see the phone. We don't see it. And I'm not on part of that community's fucking social media algorithm, but some of this shit would hit somewhere for us to see of people being like, well, hey, we see trailer park shit, but hey, them motherfuckers be tighten it together. Hey, when that Billy Joe got on the same fucking shit every day, but at least they got something to wear. It's the I'd rather go viral off of you than help you is what I see currently in society. And all right, and come to my funny quick topics if I can get to them. Y'all seen the Kanye West booty draws that they saying that's his thing? That he had his girl wear it?
No, but I seen the cream of wheat.
What?
You didn't see the picture of him? He put his wife in a kitchen in a bodysuit. She had the thong bodysuit.
He be having her
Not the
wearing
long
all
one.
kind of shit.
And she was in the kitchen, and he took a picture of her, and she was saying cream of wheat. And then Tyrese gonna say, "Hey Kanye, this that homegrown cornbread."
Hey yo, I did not see that,
You
but
know.
that is wild.
No.
But
That
so
had me rolling.
people saw her wearing these draws. They assumed to be Kanye's. I'm guessing because of how whatever her fashion is a kind of mix of his clothes and nothing at all. But the draws have a hole in the like not like a draw where you pull your gat out, like a hole. And then somebody looked up these type of draws and they forward to wear the other way so somebody can get into your
Oh, the
butt.
booty ones.
Yeah, and they saying Amber Rose a while ago tweeted about how Kanye liked being finger popped in his ass.
I mean,
It's the industry.
I believe it.
They in the industry.
I mean that's a crazy. But to have special draws to get your ass popped is wild.
I mean,
Because you gotta take them off if otherwise.
Hey yo,
Sometimes you could, you got the little hole in the front. That put your,
I see the air in my
easy
ways.
access.
I should not bring this up. Both of y'all, no. Okay, moving on to some other wild topics I get by. Shout out, Yup, another podcast. I was talking to Chan on Twitter, and she was talking about how at the pod, the guys kind of concluded that if a man is into DPing, he has to be a little gay in a sense. And I kind of wanted two women's points on this because I mean, how if you're doing something with a woman, you're gay, but also as a man, I can't see me ever doing it because one, I have large balls, and I
want people to
I don't
just
see it as gay. I see it as you just need to do what you want to do.
I want people to be quiet. Because what the fuck? Like, what? First of all, okay, double penetration has a definition in itself. And you don't have to be in the same hole.
Thank you.
You don't have to be on the same side.
Thank you.
But they were specifically talking about her wanting to be double penetrated at the same time around the same region, one in the and one in the. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
cool,
That's
but
literally
it's not
exactly what
two
I
in a
just
coop.
said. I said that double penetration does not mean two in the same hole.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not
But
saying that
if
she
we're
want two in a
both
coop.
in these holes that are right next to each other, and like I said, I'm somebody with large balls, so I can see that would touch balls is touching and all that. I can't.
You gotta be comfortable with your body.
If
What?
I mean, there has to be a particular rhythm, and I do feel like the easiest way
I'm
for
planking if I gotta do it. I gotta be sideways.
the easiest way for that to happen is if the girl is riding and the person who's doing anal is standing behind her. That's the easiest way to make sure everybody's good.
Okay.
Right, but if you somebody with a large balls is what I'm saying, and I'm hitting right
And
here
that's
in
where
my
motion
balls.
comes into play because you're
I'm just saying it could be accidental touch, and I ain't trying to rub my
So
ball
what
on
about
anybody.
standing up? Would that be another one?
Elaborate
What
to
you
stand
mean?
how you stand up.
like you holding on. So you're in the air. You're holding on.
Who's in the air?
You.
The
You're in
girl.
the middle. A sandwich. But you're wrapped up. Your legs and arms are wrapped around him. He's standing up, and then he coming behind you. So one is in the front, one is in the back.
But that's because that's essentially the two men that are standing up.
Yeah, it's like this, and then you hanging on like that, and then.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to be like Mandingo or something for them not to touch. Standing up, like that's just because that would be crazy as hell.
That's only problem that could happen with us would be it would have to be another chick with a strap, and then that kind of goes out your mind. But I could never in that sense. But I don't think you have to be gay to that. I just think like one, your sexuality has to be something that where you're all for this woman's pleasure, regardless of anything else that could happen to you in the situation.
Oh, so what you're saying is you're not all for my pleasure. You said fuck my.
And this has been your friendly neighborhood podcast. I am your host, Jay. We've had a lovely quick show for you guys. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching. Subscribe to our Patreon to see some of these other shenanigans of these two lovely women we have here today. Shout out Payton. He had to leave early, guys, but go subscribe, follow him on all his socials. Listen to the music on all DSPs. And follow us, like, comment, share, subscribe. And we are your neighbor. And yeah, we out.
A piece.
Bye.
Bye. Because y'all ruined it.